Hey kids, welcome to Unit 4, Lesson 9, Random Exercise Number 2. We have an investigate and modify. We'll run the program to observe the results. We'll then experiment the program by making the following modifications. Change one line at a time, then run the program after each change to observe the results. Run the program several times to observe the results. Does line 5 ever generate a 10 for second number? Why do you think this happens? Let's take a look at our code. We have two variables, first number, second number. They are ints. We have an int being cast on math.random, and we learned from last lesson, this is giving us a number from 0.0, but less than 1.0. That means not including 1. I think this is going to give us a 0, because if we can never get to 1, our number range is from 0.0 to 0.99999. That's always going to be a 0 because we're casting it to an int. Second number, it's an int also casting to math.random, but before that happens, it's multiplying times 10. So whatever number we get between 0.0 and 0.99999, we're going to multiply times 10, then cast it into an int. I think this is going to give us numbers from 0 to 9, but never 10, because we need a 1 to multiply times 10 to get 10. And we can never get that because this only goes from 0 to 0.9999. So I think when I hit run, I'm going to get 0 for the first number and a random number between 0 and 9 for the second number. I don't think we're going to get a number 10 to pop up down here. Let's hit run a couple of times and see if we're right. We got our 0 for our first number and 5. 0 and 7. 0 and 7 again. 0 and 6. 0 and 6. 0 and 2, 0 and 7, 0 and 1, 3, another 3, a lot of doubles here, 2 zeros, another 2 zeros, a 2, and a 9. Again, I'm not going to get a 10 to pop up because 1 isn't part of the number range to multiply, and we need a 1 to multiply towards that 10 here to get a 10. Let's look at question 2. Change line 5 to add a 1 outside of our math.random. Run the program several times to observe the results. What is different about the results? We're going to go outside of the math.random and do +1. What I think is going to happen, we're going to get these same ranges, but now we're going to add 1 to it. So that means I think we're going to get a 10 to pop up, but now I don't think we're going to get a 0 to pop up because we're going to add 1 to whatever we get. And if a 0 comes up, we're going to add 1 to it. So we'll get 1, but never 0. Well, let's see if I'm right. Let's hit run. And there we go. We have our 10 popping up. So this is taking whatever random number we're getting between 0 and 0.99999, casting it to an int, and then we're adding 1 to whatever that is. Let's go ahead and look at question number 3. We're going to change line 4 to be math.random times 6 plus 5. We're going to run the program several times to observe the results. What do you notice about the range of values generated? Let's copy our code here and paste it in. Now we're still going to get that same 0 to 0.99999. Now we're multiplying it times 6, and then we're adding 5. That means we're going to get a range of numbers. We could get something like 0.6 times 6 is 3.6. Then we're going to add 5 to it, and that's 8.6. Cast it into an int, and now we're going to get the number 8. So I think we're going to get any number that you can multiply times 6 and add 5 to pop up down here. Let's see if we get those ranges of numbers to come up. Let's go ahead and hit run. We have 6, 8, 6 again, 6 again, 8, 9, 9, 10, 6, 10 again. So all we're doing again is taking a random number between 0 and 0.999, multiplying it times whatever number, and then we can also add to that to get a wider range of numbers. Let's go ahead and check out question 4. Add the following lines and then run the program several times to observe the results. What do you notice about the range of values generated? Let's go ahead and copy this piece of code in. Paste that. Let's move our print statement down. Ooh, got a rogue character in there. Now we're going to generate our same random number between 0 and 0.99999. Now we're multiplying by 30 and subtracting by 5. That means our range could be 0.00 times 30, which would be 0, minus 5, which would be negative 5.0, casted to an int, negative 5. On the top end of our range, 0.99 times 30 is 29.7. Minus 5, that's 24.70, or casted to 24. That gives us a range of negative 5 to 24. Let's go ahead and hit run and see if we're right. We have a positive number, still within our range. Don't see any negative numbers yet. And we generated our first negative number. So this one looks like it'll produce anything from the range of negative 5 to 24. Key takeaway from this lesson is understanding how this math random class works. And when you break it down, it is just simple mathematics. Math random produces a number from 0.0 to 0.9999, never 1. If it is inside the brackets, we're multiplying that number times whatever's there. If it is outside the parentheses, we're then subtracting or adding whatever number it is to that result we got inside. My advice, kids, if you get confused, just do the ranges as I did. It helps a lot, especially on the AP exam. Hopefully this video helped you understand random a little better. As always, if you have any questions, come see me. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next lesson. See you later, kids. Bye, bye, bye.